Hi everyone, welcome to Reviews and Recaps. Let's get into today's episode. So, what in the craziness was the Love and Marriage Huntsville episode 7? I don't even know what was going on. It's a whole mess. It's actually crazy everything that happened. In a way, I think I cannot even be bothered to do the whole episode because I feel like not enough happened. But, at the start of the episode, but the part that really got me, I think I'm going to just focus on the parts that were entertaining today, if you guys don't mind. So the first thing I noticed is Kimmy walked into Destiny's store. Now, Destiny's store is always empty. What's going on? Is it that she doesn't sell good products? What is going on? Who knows what's going on? It's always so empty. Maybe it's just the time. Maybe it's closed normally and then she opens it for filming. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Hopefully she gets some more customers. Anyway, so the big thing is Kimi was trying to find out from Destiny what was going on with her relationship with Melody and whether or not they can get into a good or better place. So anyways, Kimi invited Destiny to a Galentine's party. She wasn't sure what she was doing yet, but she invited her over. Now, what I find that it's interesting is Destiny did admit to Kimmy that she apologized. I apologize if you feel that way. Why apologize if you did nothing wrong? I feel like she's just validated. If you listen to my previous episodes, what I said that Destiny said a whole lot more, but she is just not telling us what was said. Because I don't understand, I don't see Mel being that upset if Destiny did not say some things. And I'm not being funny, but if you're sitting down with someone that was talking smack about me at a reunion, and you're having good old chats, I will not feel comfortable because I'm like, why do you feel it's okay to be discussing me with someone I'm not cool with? That is an issue. That doesn't mean that I have any issue with you being friends with them. I just don't want to be the topic of conversation. And so that's pretty much what that is, in my opinion. Now, fast forward, I'm just going to skip some bits. Mel is seeing a psychotherapist, guys, which I think is important. I hope she continues to see that person or, get help because a lot happened to her, I feel, in her relationship with Martel and afterwards. And I think she needs to work through all of that. I think she's still really hurting. And she ain't with the shenanigans. So I think she definitely needs to work through her emotions through that. So hopefully it helps her. And I'm sure next year we'll probably see more of a calm, more peaceful Melody. Because this year she's like, nah, I ain't with it. You come at me, I give it back to you straight. So one of the things she did mention during that session with her psychotherapist was that she's removed people from her life who she sees as energy vampires. And I'm like, I think possibly Destiny is one of them as well, because it almost seemed like she was the one, sort of doing a lot more for Destiny. And Destiny had all these expectations of her. I listened to an interview with Destiny. I think it was a good interview where Destiny was talking about, sorts of things that Mel had done for her. Mel gave her money even when she didn't ask for money. I'm like, people don't play about their money. People are not going to give you thousands of pounds or thousands of dollars, rather, if they do not like you. It just doesn't make any sense. People would rather give you an experience or be like, oh, come with me on a trip, I'll pay for it, than give you some cash. So if someone with 4 children gives you cash, you should appreciate that. So I don't understand. I think for me, I just feel like someone is not telling the truth, and I believe it's Destiny. That's just my little 2 cents. I think she probably in that moment said so much to Tisha, but is not going to admit it. So I suspect they're going to take that one to their graves and not be honest about it. But there is no way you're talking to someone that doesn't particularly like me, and then you're saying all you were saying is, oh, I feel so sorry. Come on now. Let's just be honest. Let's be honest. Side notes, did you guys watch the bits where Mattel is still not thinking of getting his license? I'm like, honey, you still haven't learned. Get your license. He was talking to his friend about how, men and women are different, and it's a guy. It took 12 years for his relationship with Melody to get to where it is, so he should be fine. I'm just like, dude, just get your license. How long would it take you? Putting effort. Stop being a leash and leashing on to whoever it is that can get you what you need. You want to do the minimal effort, maximum results. And I think that's what it is. But sometimes some people are always collaborating when there's certain things that they can do themselves. Like, yes, collaboration is fine, but something as easy, no one is saying that use your license, but have the license as a backup. Because when Mel left your ass, then you needed someone who had a license. So you were going around looking for that when you could have had yourself to fall back onto. Just have some ambitions for yourself, honey. One thing I will always say to people is have something for yourself. If you're in an industry, don't be at the mercy of other people. Yes, are there certain skills and knowledge that you will not have? That's absolutely fine. But do what you need, so that you will not be at the mercy of other people. For example, that license is the basic thing that he could have. That naturally would open doors for him than having to look for someone who has the license every time he gets a contract. Is it laziness? Does he have a fear of failing? Is it because he continues to fail the exam? Like, what are the issues, Mattel? Anyways, let's fast forward to the Galentine's event. Now, I will have to say the event was beautiful. I loved how everyone was sort of wearing, like, most people were wearing red, and it just looks lovely. I think the ladies looked lovely. Tiffany walked in. Tiffany looked nice. Kimmy looked nice. Tisha walked in on some BS, if you ask me. She walked in with a t-shirt that said Team Wife, and walked in with sneakers. Okay, where I'm from, if someone invites you to an event like that and you show up in sneakers, you are on some BS and you're ready to fight. That's what it is. And if you guys saw or noticed the energy that that t-shirt came with that negative energy. Her energy was dark from the outset. So it's not a surprise that she came in with a t-shirt that is saying Team Wife. I have no doubt that it's a dig to as Mel, but that, that's just by the way. And sneakers, ready for some BS. But anyways, Destiny eventually walked in. Destiny walked in really late in a red dress. She was like giving, showing a little bit of skin. But, she looks nice. And her energy seemed off as well. It was almost like she was ready for it as well. And you know what? That's fair enough. Sometimes when you come to an event where you don't like someone, your energy is a bit different, right? So I get it. But I think, try as much as possible to come, respectfully, come with like decent enough energy. I'm not saying jump for joy at the opportunity to see them, but just be in a space where you can be cordial enough. And I think that's what Mel generally does. If I'm being honest, even if she doesn't like people, she'll still walk in, maybe a hey, even though she's like, oh, right, I got to do this. And I think there's something to be learned about that. There ain't no reason for you to be coming in like a pit bull, it's just not right. So the ladies were playing games, which I thought was nice. One of the games they had to do was you say good things about yourself on one side, and then you talk about one of the biggest misconceptions like people have about you. And so, people shared their people wrote down what it was, and then Kimmy read it out and asked who it was referring to. And I thought it was a nice game. It was a nice icebreaker, in my opinion. And so Kimmy was still talking about moving forward, and it was a very nice, lighthearted conversation. Next thing, Miss Tisha, ready to fight, came in with the horrible energy. Then she interrupted Kimmy and was talking about how she felt like there was an event recently where she was the topic of discussion at the event, and that conversations were being had about her and her husband. And so Mel was like, okay, so who are you referring to? And then she was like, you. And so they started having a conversation. Mel, do you know what I like about Mel? Mel was like, do you know what? I'm not going to go into this he said, she said with you. I'm going to just call who you said something. So Tisha was basically saying that Kiki was saying that they were talking about her. So Mel is like, all right, enough. I'm with the B. She calls Kiki on the phone and puts it on speakerphone for all to hear. So then, Kiki is trying to explain herself and whatnot. Kimmy joined the conversation and said, I think in any event you said too much, which I agree with. If that's your cousin, there's no reason for you to say too much, sort of keep, there ain't no reason for you to be spilling all the beans, right? But at the same time, I did not appreciate how everything was being made to seem like the conversation was all about Tisha and her husband. The truth of the matter is everyone wanted to talk about that picture on Instagram. Someone brought up the picture. I don't even know if it was Mel. I can't remember. If you remember, let me know in the comment section below. But I know someone brought up the picture that Maso put up that the whole world was talking about. So everyone wanted to talk about the picture. And if your cousin is there, and, this is something that we're discussing, and then your cousin then chimes in, then of course we're going to ask her more questions. It's just what it is. Now, do I think Mel was being messy by inviting the cousin in the first place? Absolutely. Absolutely, right? But I just think that everything is blown out of proportion. And the way Tisha is coming for Mel, I don't appreciate it. I think it's a mad one, honey. Like, your husband is allegedly cheating, right? But instead of having that energy with him, you want to have that energy with Mel because you feel like Mel is the one that exposed your husband to all these allegations. But the truth of the matter is Mattel was the one that started it. Don't be coming for her. That's my opinion, right? You guys can disagree with me in the comment section below. But I personally believe that if anyone should be having that energy, Tisha needs to be having that energy with Mattel and not Mel. But instead, she's going to have that energy with Mel. Anyways, the part that I really hated was when Destiny was sort of acting like she didn't know why Mel wasn't talking to her and whatnot. So Mel is like, do you know what? Let's clarify it now once and for all. And then guess what Destiny does? Destiny tries to basically interrupt Mel while she's trying to explain what's going on. And I'm just like, to me, it comes across as you are trying to hide the truth about what was said. Why is it that every time she tries to say something publicly about what you've done, there's bluster. You lose your mind. You start to create a scene and distract people from getting to know what was said. That is what I have an issue with. If whatever this person has said, if I feel like I haven't said anything wrong and someone is like trying to confront me in front of everyone, I will let them speak. Say what you want to say. I'm not interrupting you. I will let you finish completely. I ain't going to say nothing. I want to hear what you can say or what you say so I can respond accordingly because I feel like I haven't done anything wrong to you. But if someone continuously interrupts when someone is trying to say their point, that makes me feel like, what are you hiding, sis? What are you hiding? And you know what was interesting? Tisha kept chiming in when Destiny and Melody were trying to have a conversation. And so Melody, of course, called her a B, which I don't think is right, and then told her to not chime in when she's trying to have a conversation, right? So finally trying to have a conversation with Destiny, and Destiny then interrupts again. And I'm just like, girl, it's like you don't want us to get to the bottom of this issue. And we are going to get to the bottom of this issue. We are going to find out at the reunion. The truth will come out. And one thing about Mel is Mel usually has receipts. So we're going to find out one way or the other. I cannot even lie to you. The whole thing was ghetto as hell. Stormy and Destiny got into it. I I think Stormy is a lot, but Stormy comes across as a loyal person. So I feel like Stormy felt like, why was Tisha and Destiny trying to pick on Mel, and Mel did not have, it was almost like Mel was by herself whilst Tisha and Destiny were trying to do tag team on her. So essentially, Stormy called Destiny out. It was like Stormy was like, let's cut the BS, let's have clarity. Answer this question. Why do you think Mel said this? Why do you think this? And I appreciate, I know people don't really like Stormy very much, but, and you know, I haven't fully warmed up to her yet, but I like when people ask direct questions when someone is clearly trying to deflect. I feel like Destiny is trying to deflect, and she needs to be asked direct questions, so it's more of a yes or no, or why did this, or you know, very certain question is all, even if it's open-ended, it's something that is very focused, is on a specific point. It's not leaving her to just go and keep talking all in all. Does that make sense? So that's what I think, right? And also I get the impression that Destiny is jealous of the fact that Stormy and Mel have a relationship. Guys, you guys can disagree with me. We're family here. Disagree in the comment section. That is absolutely fine. And let's have the dialogue. Maybe you teach me something I haven't seen, and I could teach you a thing or two, you know? So let me know in the comment section below. But I think that Destiny is jealous of the fact that Mel has a relationship with Stormy, and not her. But she's going about it the wrong way. It is clear that she loves Mel and wants Mel to be her friend, but it's like the longer you do all these extras, the harder it is to repair and get back to where things were. I don't think what it was has gotten to that point. Now, one thing I know that Mel is doing is she's taking stock of her life. She is getting rid of people that she feels like she was doing stuff for, but are not loyal. That is what I'm starting to notice. And I feel like she feels like Destiny is in that category. So Destiny, instead, if you want a relationship with this girl, instead of you to continue to act like you don't know what's going on and continue to talk smack about Melody every single time that you get the opportunity, you need to cut it out and sit down with this girl and say, Mel, I love you. I'm sorry. How can I fix it? What is going on? How can we talk about it? Let's address it once and for all. And then you guys get to the bottom of it. Because truly, I know that you did something wrong, because you saying you apologized, but you didn't do something wrong. Everybody can see the way Destiny comes across as. I know we don't like to use the word aggressive, but she does come across as aggressive most times. And when she comes across as aggressive, to then act like you don't know what's going on, but then to then apologize, shows that there's something there. If you feel this strongly and you're saying you did nothing wrong, why would you have apologized? You know, that's the big thing for me. It just doesn't make any sense. Why you then, if you apologize, then you just say, but Mel, I apologize. You don't keep bringing it up as an issue. So something is not adding up. I'm looking forward to the reunion because I think the truth will come out. Let me know what you guys think. And that's the end of today's episode. See you later, guys. Bye.